Hello, welcome to Breakfast Central, this beautiful Thursday morning, reaching you live from the Center of Excellence in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Gbenga and Joe. Welcome to the program. It's the penultimate day before the last day of the week, and boy, what a week it has been, especially when it comes to electoral matters, as we inch towards the all-important 2027 elections, and so many things are happening both behind the scene and on the mainstream. We'll bring you all of that, and of course there are matters of security to be dealt with. We would also be looking at that in the course of today's program. Once again, welcome to the show. I am Gbenga and Joe.
Well said, Gbenga. My name is Joe Hansen, and thank you for joining us. It feels good to be here again, and like I always say, as long as there's life, definitely there will be hope. Well, Gbenga talked about the 2027 election. I'm also going to mention that we're expecting to see a lot go down in terms of preparation from the part of INEC, in terms of preparation that we've been seeing from the part of the political parties when it comes to the area council election that we'll be holding in the Federal Capital Territory this weekend. And guess what? News Central will be on ground to cover from back to forth, in and out, to ensure that you do not miss out on anything concerning the area council elections. A lot has been happening, though, by the way, on that part. But I think the biggest story, or you could say the biggest fish in the pond, happens to be the fact that the #1 citizen, President Bola Tinubu, did finally put pen to paper, signing the Electoral Act 2022, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026 into law just yesterday. The difference was that nobody sang on your mandate because maybe if they had done that, that would have agitated the citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to take note that there's a difference between what is political and what is real. The Senate President also spoke yesterday, Gbenga, said that he has actually done what Nigerians asked for. And he also added that noisemakers, yes, he said,
well, Nigerians should be the judge of that.
No, he said he has done well, and he has done what Nigerians indeed asked for, and also talked about noisemakers as well, that they can now take the back seat. This is a conversation we're going to have in the meantime, but let's also mention that we're streaming live on YouTube, so please feel free to drop a comment or two. Let us know what you think about the president signing the 2026, the Electoral Act 2022, of course, the bill
repealed
into law.
The 2022, signed the
2026 into law. And let us know what you think.
Yes, and for those of you wondering where Olive is unavoidably absent today, but she's with us in spirit, and she sends her regards. And she will be monitoring your YouTube comments wherever she is this morning. So be rest assured that Olive is in good hands. We didn't do anything to Olive.
No. She's just on an assignment. She's on an official assignment. As journalists, sometimes we're always sent an assignment. Some not announced, some announced, because we don't just talk on TV. We also do well to see what we can bring, especially in addition to some of the stories we bring forth and share with you. But without further ado, let's also mention that residents on the Lekki-Ajah axis yesterday, Gbenga, also
were you caught up in that traffic?
I was caught up, but I must say that I'm grateful that I followed a different route, which is the coastal road.
Oh, okay, so it cuts you off from all the drama,
all of that traffic, but I did meet it at some point somewhere before I was able to find my way and navigate. But whether I liked it or not, I was still caught up, but not
the whole stretch.
For the whole stretch. And the reason is what we're also going to share in the course of the program. The Lagos State government has said no more Korope on the highways, no more. In short, the Inspector General of Police, Lagos State.
When they say highways, is it a particular route?
From the Lekki-Ajah Expressway, no more. They don't want them anymore. There's been this information of new buses, new transport system that will be introduced into the fray. To replace them. However, because of their conduct, people have complained about their conduct, the way and mode in which they drive.
You don't just stop in the middle of the road to pick passengers.
Exactly. So people have complained. But then again, Lagos State.
So what's the alternative for the Korope drivers? What do they expect them to do? How do they expect them to feed?
So that's the question. There are videos that are circulating. There's video of women also joining the protest. The women are saying this is what their husband uses to feed the family, cater to the family, take care of things. And you have an ecosystem where you have a sub-ecosystem as well, where everybody benefits from the same source. The mechanics who fix, exactly, mechanics who fix the cars. You have the conductors who work with them also. By extension, they have their own families. The drivers, the commuters, like it or not. So one would ordinarily think that before you remove them away from the highway, you would have started with the new transport system first, put them in place, and then you start to exit them, you know, here.
Then I also want to know if it's going to be similar to the Okada ban, because, I mean, the Okada ban was a good thing for so many people, because the orthopedic hospital used to have so many patients with bone and neck injuries because of the recklessness of bikes on highways competing with trailers, but you can see that there's a lot more sanity on our highways.
Apart from the dispatch riders now, who are
they
now
are the new
Okada.
Okadas. So they were able to, I mean, take them, but they're parts of Lagos where they still were on short inner streets, roads and all of that, not highways. So I'm wondering if they provided an alternative to Korokwes, or they would have to go towards Ekpe to change their route entirely.
We'll get to find out, and we'll also run a package. Our reporter, Israel Eferobo, was on ground on the Lekki Axis area, and he was able to speak with some of the commuters, not forgetting to the drivers and also the Inspector General of Police who was on ground. Gbenga had his helmet on. He was well. He was geared up.
The commissioner or IG?
The commissioner of police. I beg your pardon.
Yes.
He was geared up, ready to go. As for the IG, it's
ready for battle.
While this was happening, the IG was in Abuja, you know, having a meeting with former inspector generals and former chiefs, and he was talking about the recommitment and rebranding of the police. While he was doing that, the police were committing havoc somewhere else. But it's a lot of...
the same police stoned a car yesterday.
Oh, you saw it?
To stop it. I mean, that's
around past 4 a.m.
That's a new... around 4, you know... I mean, maybe it's an improvement. It's an improvement, you know. Seriously, you know, rather than accidental discharge and shooting the car to stop.
They stoned the car.
They stoned the car.
I was going to drop that video.
Lethal.
We're going to use that video tomorrow. Yeah. Let's leave that story.
And he confronted him that why would you do that? It's not professional. And the guy was angry. He started getting agitated.
How would I be going to work in the morning
at 4:30?
After 4 in the 4:30? You look at me, and they kept quiet 20 past, and then they you know what? Gbenga, let's save that story for tomorrow.
I think the IG and the former chiefs need to sustain that meeting for a long time, because that rebranding is really needed.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but this laugh is not based on it's just the fact that you wonder
the conduct.
What is going on? What air are they breathing? But we'll save all the stories. There's also a rumor of Governor Alex Otti moving to the APC. They say it's done and dusted. We don't know, but we'll tell you more because we have also insights on that. But stay with us. Today promises to be very interesting. But let's start off our wake-up conversations very quickly. Yes, we still have time, so let's go. President Bola Tinubu is at the first, definitely, in the news this morning. Yesterday, he signed the Electoral Act 2022, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2026 into law, following its passage by the National Assembly on Tuesday after months of deliberation, amendment, and public outcry. The Senate had approved electronic transmission of results, but insisted that manual collation remain as a backup. Speaking after assenting at the bill, the president emphasized that the essence of democracy lies in careful, transparent management of electoral process, ensuring no confusion or disenfranchisement, and that final results are determined by the people. Addressing concerns over real-time transmission, he noted Nigeria's current broadband limitations and stressed that while votes are cast and counted manually at polling booths, electronic transmission serves only to record arithmetic accuracy, highlighting the need to prevent interference, glitches, or hacking, I beg your pardon, while nurturing democracy for national stability and development. Let's take some time to listen to the president, okay? And then we'll come back to see what Nigerians are saying.
It is time that we have confidence in our system. no matter how good a system is, it's managed by the people, promoted by the people, and the result is finalized by the people. In fact, for final results, you are not going to be talking to the computer, you are going to be talking to human beings who announce the final results. And when you look at the crux of various arguments, maybe Nigerians should question our broadband capability. How technically are we today? How technically will we be tomorrow to answer the call of either real time or not? And as long as you appear personally as a manual voter in any polling booth, but ballot paper is given to you manually, you decide in the corner and thumbprint the party of your choice, you cast your vote without hindrance and any interference. Ballots are subsequently counted manually, sorted and counted manually. It's just the arithmetic accuracy that is entered into policy from easy eating. It's still manual, essentially. And the transmission of that manual result is what we're looking at. And we need to avoid glitches, glad you did, interference, unnecessary hacking in this age of, computer inquisitiveness. Nigeria will be there. We will flourish. We will continue to nurture this democracy for the fulfillment of our dream for prosperity and stability of our country.
Okay, Gbenga.
So there you have it. Mr. President gave his reasons and he did do some explanation, shedding more light on the electoral process. That, a whole lot of it is still based on manual input, right? The counting, the sorting of ballot, but the final act of transmitting the arithmetic, the calculations, is just what the electronic component is needed. It's just the part that the electronic component is needed in transmitting this results. He also talked about broadband capabilities, but I think that's also an indictment on the government for not improving on the outing 3 years ago and internet penetration in all corners. But
if you look at it well, in response to the president, so let's give a clear context so Nigerians can understand. Prior to the president's statement, while he signed the bill into law, the Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria, ALTON, came out yesterday with a clear statement, under the guise or the umbrella of all telcos, stating that Nigeria has the capacity. Nigeria, they said 100%. I'm talking about name all your telcos.
And these are the experts. These are the experts.
Airtel, name them, all of them. They
that
said
have invested billions of dollars into the technology.
That's what they said. So they had already put out that statement before the president came out and mentioned broadband. And what do we mean by broadband?
Internet.
Listen, I don't know, but maybe the INEC boss, Joasha Mupita,
because
needs
everybody
to carry out what they call sensitization program.
Because everybody even seems to be speaking on his behalf.
Exactly.
As the commission come out,
he came out yesterday. He spoke yesterday for the first time. He said no direct electronic transmission. He also aligned with what has been proven, but he assured Nigerians that regardless of that, that everything is going to work perfectly.
Okay, we wait for
disenfranchisement as well. But we're waiting for him to come out publicly. You know, statements are different from when you come
to the
and
camera,
say to the camera, to the people, where the journalists will sit down. Insaner climes, again, let's highlight these things. If it were to be insaner climes, countries that Nigeria is copying democracy from, an INEC boss ordinarily would have sat with members of the press.
Because it's a matter of national importance.
It's a matter of national importance, where you sit down and address concerns from civil service organizations to the press to political parties and say, okay, please
and
ask
give
your question.
updates on preparations for the polls. Yes.
He gave updates only yesterday when they met ahead of the area council elections in Abuja. He had meetings with the civil service organizations. He had meetings with the political parties and members and so on. He did all of that. But just to mention, the president mentioned broadband. The Alton itself said broadband is not our problem because in the previous election, like I said, we met a huge percentage of coverage. So it is possible. But then again, let's see what Nigerians are saying. That's just
Anyway,
our
the
thought.
deed has been done.
Yes, yes. Let's see what Nigerians are saying. Quickly, Timi Olagunju Esquire says, how does the Democratic President already sign the final amendment to an act that is still in public debate and contention? Well, all hope is not lost. The next point of action is to activate requests for the act itself. Let's ensure what the President passed and the procedure is in line with the Senate and House of Representatives. Very key there. After saying that we need to mount pressure on INEC to do these 4 things before election. Now, he goes ahead to give you a direction. 1, amend clause 38 to state that after counting, the presiding officer should upload EC88 to IRF immediately at the polling unit with a clear deadline. Remove as prescribed from that clause. 2, amend the INEC guidelines to make it a rule that officials do not leave the polling unit until attempts have been made to ensure upload succeeds, and clearly state any exceptions are recorded and verified by agents. BVAT should show a successful upload receipt, timestamp, and agents must see it. That is how real time becomes real. 3, fix clause 48 on collation, stating in INEC guidelines that no polling unit result should be accepted for collation unless its EC8A image is on IREV or there is a documented exception. 4, add an exception and audit trail. If network power fails, file an incident report, queue the upload, and upload a first connectivity. At first connectivity. Yeah. Still with timestamps, so delays are visible to everyone on IREV. Good points, but it might seem like it's a bit too late to make some adjustments. But good points. I get his point. He's talking on the part of INEC. Let's see what On God says. Strengthening the electoral process is fundamental to deepening our democracy. Reforms that close gaps, improve transparency, and build public trust are always welcome. The real measure, however, will be in implementation. Nigerians want to not only see amendments on paper, but also experience elections that are transparent, credible, and truly reflective of the people's will. Progress must be continuous. Confidence in the system is earned every cycle. Okay, all right, this is just some pep talk.
Okay, we've read this one.
All right, Senator Idris Saruna says that the rhetoric sounds noble, but the substance tells a different story. If this reform is truly about closing gaps and building confidence, then leaving out mandatory electronic transmission of results is a major contradiction. In today's electoral climate, e-transmission isn't optional reform. It's central safeguard against manipulation, delays, and disputes. You cannot speak about strengthening trust while preserving loopholes that have historically weakened that trust. Confidence at polling units is built not just by procedure, but by transparency that cannot be reversed or selectively applied. Calling the amendment not about politics also ignores reality. Electoral laws shape political outcomes. When a key transparency mechanism is not made compulsory, it raises legitimate concerns about intent and commitment to genuine reform. Democracy grows through enforceable guarantees, not carefully worded assurances. If the goal was truly credibility, mandatory electronic transmission should have been non-negotiable. Well, Senator Idris Saruna, great point there. Chuk says, you signed a bill that doesn't recognize mandatory real-time transmission of the election results to the IREF. Meanwhile, Nigerian telcos have confirmed that Nigeria has the capacity of mandatorily transmitting those results real-time. Where's the confidence to go vote? That's it. You signed, you signed the bill as fast as possible, I hope it's the same bill as passed by the National Assembly. I hope it's not forged like the tax bill. Remember, they passed both.
That's why, to me, the law says let's wait to see the certified true copy of that bill.
All right, we'll wait to see the
very valid comments from Nigerians.
Very valid.
Intelligent submissions there.
Anyway, let's move to our next story. And our next story has it that the Independent National Electoral Commission has confirmed that results for the February 21, 2026 Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections will be transmitted in real time.
Will not be transmitted in real time.
Will not be transmitted in real time.
So I don't understand. When something is not transmitted in real time, then what time is it transmitted?
Okay, so let's explain this one clearly first.
Good.
So now INEC is coming out ahead of, is this weekend?
Yes.
INEC says they will not transmit the result in real time, meaning that Nigerians should not expect that as soon as they are done with the elections. Let's listen to Joash Amupita. He spoke as well on that. Let's see if we can hear him speak as well on that, and then we'll take it from there.
On Saturday, 21st February 2026, over 1.6 million registered voters across the 2,822 polling units will make their choice. Our collective duty is to ensure that their votes are cast freely, counted accurately, and reflected transparently. The credibility of this process has strengthened the confidence in grassroots democracy. Therefore, as we approach the Saturday election, we must collectively resolve to raise the bar even higher than it has been. To further strengthen public confidence, the Commission conducted a mock accreditation exercise using the improved beavers in 289 polling units across the FCT. We encourage all registered political parties, all registered voters who have collected their PBCs to turn out peacefully on election day and exercise their franchise in an orderly manner.
Okay, just to make it clear again that the results will not be transmitted real time. It's still the same process. What it means is there will be counting. After counting, you fill the form EC8A. After that, then you send to collation center, and then they put it together. This would be a litmus test on Saturday. Remember, the APC has never won in the FCT, and we're going to see what will happen. But let's break it down for people to understand. Senator Dino Malaye started his campaign yesterday against the APC. The videos of him going around town. You have the ADC, former Labour Party member and former PDP member, also vice president, who have also joined forces for the ADC. They also took turn yesterday up until midnight, Gbenga.
Typically,
they were
people ignore FCT municipal polls. It's like local government elections. Yes. And this is drawing a lot of interest, and it shows you what 2027 might look like.
Yes.
And it's good for our democracy that people should be concerned when there are elections at absolutely any level, that there should be a level of attention, because the decisions made there affect lives. So I'm happy that this is happening, even at this level.
Yeah. So back again, campaigns were rushed yesterday because, of course, once it's Friday, that's the end, and no more. So you had Senator Dino Malaye, you saw his video there. He was speaking to community members, telling them not to try to vote any member from the APC. Surprisingly, there was a twist yesterday. Unfortunately, we do not have the clear image of that video, but we'll show it to you regardless of what it is.
You can talk to us about it.
FCT minister and the PDP candidate. Just watch and listen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Honorable Chilo Sadamo, the immediate personal President of Area Council, and now the PDP candidate for Area Council.
You know, I want to see the reaction of Terminus Turaki. I would like to see his face.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
You saw what happened, right?
PDAPC.
PDAPC.
Yeah, I mean, it's a collabo.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, I mean, for those watching,
It's just signal the death of PDP.
I mean, if you were to
PDP
write the
died a
story,
long
how would
time
you write
ago.
the story? I mean, while you're putting the story
Yeah,
together,
it's shocking.
a twist turn occurred, or a twist happened during the revealing and the final campaign notes. The candidate of the PDP ahead of the stepped down after the FCT minister made the announcement that PDP would further step down for the APC. And while speaking, he said, PDAPC. That one shouted, it's power progress, power progress.
It's a collabo.
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Okay. Anyway, while they were doing that, like I said, former presidential candidate Peter Obi, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who arrived in Abuja as well. There are videos of him coming down and having his members greet him. I mean, that's a really big deal. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, for municipal polls. I don't think they've ever been this heated. Or it's generated so much interest since 1999.
So much.
Abuja municipal.
So much. And I must tell you this. The man on the right, you see there on the screen, the man to the right, that's Dr. Mo. He's the candidate for the ADC, formerly of Labour Party. He calls himself Peter Obi's son. Atiku, former vice president, who's talking there. Many of you say he doesn't join campaigns, he doesn't walk. Yesterday, he was everywhere. He was walking around, going to different districts, towns.
It's just that he doesn't go to protest.
Yes, that's what they say. But he was everywhere. He was talking, telling people, don't make the mistake. So this is what we call the battle before the battle. You know,
I mean, this is not. This is the Ekiti elections still coming up. I believe is one of the off-cycle elections before next year.
Yes.
And for this to generate so much interest, it means a lot.
Anyway, let's see what Nigerians are saying very quickly, reacting to this entire drama. Bigger.
Uzo says, of course, the stooge has spoken. No sensible person will participate in the charade will have going forward in the name of elections. Okay, let's see the next tweet. Utbab says, then pass law today, election on Saturday. If them analyze Nigeria for you, we already know. David Doe, wow, the real David Doe says, OBO. He says, we already know that INEC will not transmit results electronically, so everyone should be ready to follow the vote and results from the polling unit up until State Collation Center, he says. Now says, the speed and ease of passing the amendment raises eyebrows, doesn't it? Given Tinubu's past comments on credible elections, it's no surprise they're pushing back now. The emphasis on manual transmission of results is clear. There's a clear call for transparency. Yusuf says, these people will do it again and will move on again. Is it by force to rule over us? Citizens said they want their votes to be uploaded in real time, and you said no. Manual votes without IREV mandatory is equal to rigging. The IREV results are supposed to be mandatory to avoid anyone changing numbers during collation. This is a simple thing Nigerians requested for. IREV uploaded results is not for collation, but will prevent rigging of the manual results. We can easily compare what was uploaded in real time with manual results that will be collated. INEC still has power to certify a copy different from the one snapped at the polling units by the agents. I honestly don't know what they passed. This is not different from 2023, Yusuf says.
Anyway, we have a lot to talk about on this, and we do have an array of fantastic guests who will be joining us in this conversation. So we urge you to stick around to Breakfast Central, your daily dose of news and current affairs, being the brightest breakfast show on television, where we really balance the conversations. Let's bring to you our top stories for today on a Thursday morning. Thursday morning on Breakfast Central, President Bola Tinubu signs Electoral Bill 2026 into law, echoes the bill, okays the bill, I beg your pardon, and let's tell you about understanding the key changes in the 2026 Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Our guests will be here to dissect every single thing, and we'll listen to the Senate President speak as well. Falana, Jibrin, others condemn U.S. military presence in Nigeria. Why? We'll also talk about INEC as it confirms complete voters and polling units ready for FCT Area Council elections, and the front pages of newspapers. Every single thing you need to know will be here on Breakfast Central. Stay with us.